In most cases, teachers don't really explain to us the meaning of the word completing squares. All we know is completing squares. But if you really want to go deep with mathematics, you need to know the secret behind completing squares. So, I want to show you today the secret behind completing squares, or I want to explain to you what we mean when we say let's complete the square. So let's get into it. Suppose we are given an expression x squared plus 14x is equals to 29. And the question says complete the squares. Okay, so I want to solve this question using squares and rectangles, because as per 14x, we don't know if it's a square or it's a rectangle, right? So firstly, we can express each and every term like x squared, 14x, and 29 as areas. X squared, of course, it's a perfect square. So let's draw the square here. Let's draw the square, right? X this side, x this side. Then we say plus this square. So this is square number 1. It represents x squared, right? Then we move on to the next 14x. We don't know if 14x forms a square or a rectangle, but I'm just going to assume that it's a rectangle. So let me just lengthen down here. Then we'll have a 14 here, the longest side, and then an x here. So this is number 2, right? So we then say is equals to, we have the area of 29. 29. So then now we move on to the next step. So now the first thing we do is to draw the first square of x squared. This has got x squared. So on the second, it's a rectangle. On the rectangle, we slice this into 2. So we'll end up with a 7 here and then a 7 there. So now we can say plus, because we now have 2 small rectangles. So this is 7, this is x, plus we have this as well, 7, then x. This will be equals to 29. 29 doesn't change, right? Then we move on to the next step, right? So the first thing we do is to draw the x squared. We don't change anything, just as it is. So x squared here. So let's say this is number 1, this is number 2, and this is number 3, right? So we take the rectangle number 2, we place it here. We already know that this is x, so of course this also is 7. So this is number 2, right? I'm not going to write 2. Let me just write 7x, because 7 multiplied by x, we get 7x. So the last one, we can put it on this side, or here we can also put it on this side. Okay, so let me try to choose the side that I want to put the rectangle number 3. Okay, so the rectangle number 3, I just want to put it here at the top, just like this. So because I can see this is kind of like the longest side in this case, and also this side, if you can see, this side is x, so this has to be x and this one is 7. But this square is incomplete, right? Yes, so this is incomplete. So that's exactly where the concept of completing squares comes from. We need to complete this square. So this is 7x. So we need to complete this square. We need to complete this square. And we can see that this side it's 7. This side is 7. And also this one is 7. So 7 multiplied by 7, we get a 49. Oh, we have finally completed the square, right? So then we have everything that is on the left hand side on this square. So then we can say is equals to the area of 29 plus whatever we added on the square that is on the left side. We have to add it also on the right side. So we can add here 49, right? So then now we need to write down all the areas in the square and the perfect square. We need to write them down in the form of an equation, right? So we take the areas that are inside. I wrote the areas inside to make it easier. So it's x squared plus 7x plus 7x plus 49 is equals to 29 plus 49. We add the 2 and then we got 9, that's 8, 2, 4, 6. So then we get 78, right? So now we can factorize the left hand side. So we'll get 8x into x plus 7 bracket plus 7 into x plus 7 bracket, and then we see is equals to 78. So now then we can say x plus 7 bracket x plus 7 bracket is equals to 78. Oh, so we can multiply the 2 now, and then we get x plus 7 bracket squared is equals to 78. Oh, nice. That's great. Finally arrived the final answer. So this is the final answer. The final answer to the question. We finally completed the square, right?